The Secrecy Bill was even too secret for the ANC's top brass. We are having fewer babies. Well, most of us are. And who won't be showing the Bafana game? You guessed it, the national broadcaster.
All rise. In the matter of the Springboks versus the lady whose sign was stolen out of her bar, how do you plead?
Hungry.
Shut up, Bakkies! I told you not to talk in court, man!
Ek moet pipi.
Not now! Your Honorableness, Your Majesty, we plead not guilty. Yeah, no, you see, it was just a prank.
So you admit you stole this woman's sign?
Yeah, but it was a prank, you see, man, just a prank.
Mr. de Villiers, a prank is something that is generally agreed to be humorous. What's funny about stealing a sign?
No, but our guys thought it was very funny.
Well, that's because they've made a career out of bashing their heads against other people's heads.
Yeah, you saying rugby players is stupid. Bakkies, there's a fly in your face. Nothing further, Your Honorableness. The defense rests.
Hey, Tahola, how's it? I'm Tim Modise. Welcome to ZA News, and let's get it on.
Wow, Tim, I thought you'd never ask.
What?
About us, getting it on.
No, it's our slogan.
What?
It's our slogan. I didn't mean...
Oh, no, of course, yes. I knew that. Duh.
Well, Helen Zille is my guest a little later, and we'll be talking about the succession debate in the DA.
And we won't be talking about us getting it on, because that's so not on the agenda. Right.
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 According to media reports, the so-called Secrecy Bill was withdrawn before Parliament by senior ANC officials who revealed that it had not yet been discussed by the National Executive Council. Winnie Madikizela Mandela, does this signal a shift within the ANC towards a more dovish approach, or was this just the National Executive Council throwing a tantrum because it wasn't consulted? Amandla! Okay, but why did the National Executive Council withdraw the bill? I mean, the ANC has staked a huge amount of its identity on pushing that bill through Parliament. Amandla! Are you going to talk to me, or are you just going to say, Amanda, give me our two. Seriously? Amandla! Gawe two. Hello, Tim. Thanks for having me. Look, we talked about it and we realized that we need to refine it a bit more. We need to be very clear on what should be secret and what should be public. For example, as you know, I had my birthday this week. That is public, but my age, that must stay secret. Okay, so just as an example, if I was to say happy birthday, Winnie. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. But if I said happy 75th birthday, arrest that man, bloody agent. A new report has shown that South Africans are having fewer children and that our population is set to hit a plateau in the near future. President Zuma, officials in your government believe that this might make it easier to implement development and give the poorest of the poor a bigger piece of the pie.
Hello, team. Yes, this is very good news because, it means we are moving slowly towards a more sustainable population.
What is the ideal number of children for a couple to have, Mr. President?
Well, Tim, for a population to stay totally sustainable, each couple must have 2.1 children.
Anything more than that is a burden on society?
Tim, I'm afraid so.
Okay, so how do you explain the fact that you have got 20 children?
Tim, that's totally different. They are not a burden on society, just on the taxpayers. And there are only 5 million of them. So the other 45 million are not affected.
It seems that Bafana fans are going to be left in the dark yet again, as it emerged that the SABC will have to pay 5 million rand to broadcast the game at Nelspruit against Sierra Leone. Let's cross to Auckland Park to speak to I'm sorry, I don't have your name, sir. No, Tim, I'm a senior executive at the SABC, so I don't have a name or a face. I'm just an anonymous blob that earns a huge salary for having meetings about meetings. So, what's the problem? Why does the SABC seem incapable of securing the rights to so many Bafana games? No, Tim, that is unfair. It is not just Bafana games that we can't sort out. We are also unable to secure lots of other rights. Please don't distort the situation by focusing on soccer. Many people believe that the SABC is a dumping ground for ANC cadres who are either too incompetent to be in politics or too stupid to be in business. How much longer can the SABC afford to be a huge white elephant? Firstly, team, I resent the words white elephant. There are very few whites at the SABC. We are very transformed, and as for an elephant, some of us are very self-conscious about our weight. We can't help it that we sit all day doing nothing except eating food funded by the taxpayer, and this interview is over. And finally, to our studio guest, the DA is in the headlines as young gun Lindiwe Mazibuko goes up against veteran Athol Trollip to be the leader of the opposition in parliament. Helen Zille, you have to remain impartial, but do you have any personal feelings for either candidate?
Well, Tim, I like Ethel, but I must say, Lindiwe reminds me a lot of me at that age.
You mean she's a strong, ambitious, articulate woman?
No, she's piping hot, and she can drink a Tibetan yak herder under the table. I was hardcore when I was 31.
Really?
No. I mean, I was actually just trying to introduce some controversy into what is otherwise an incredibly dull process.
But surely it's not dull. I mean, for the first time in its history, the official opposition has the chance to be led by a black woman.
Well, Tim, we in the DA don't see race or gender. That's how I managed to appoint an all-male and mostly white cabinet a few years ago.
But you concede that Lindiwe is a black woman.
No, it is a grey person.
But shouldn't we be striving for all the colors of the rainbow nation?
Well, if you combine all the colors of the rainbow, you get black. And as I say, we don't see black. We prefer...
White?
Tim, don't make me come over there.
Well, I get the idea. Why are we doing this? Because here we can. From me, Tim, and the team is hamburger, goodbye, good luck, and futek.
So, Tim, when do you actually get it on here?
But it was funny.
Man, Bakkies, there's another fly on you.